little disclaimer before everybody jumps into this video. This video took me forever to make. I don't know what happened. I mean, I do know what happened. I just read all 3 of these books at very different times, and a lot was going on in my life. And so I just want a disclaimer because you're going to see me talk about Christmas, you're going to see me talk about the election, you're going to see me talk about the new year, I'm pretty sure. This is spaced over months of my life. It is now February 19th, and I'm pretty sure I started filming this in October, so that's pathetic, but it's here now. For you, it will be kind of coherent. I'm just warning you that if I'm talking about the election and then the new year in 2 different clips, that you're not crazy. Time did pass. Or anyway, that all aside, I hope you enjoy the video. Hello friends, so I had this idea to kind of make like a series of videos talking about things I love in books. So in this video, I'm just going to get right into it. In this video, I'm going to talk about my love for Beauty and the Beast. And so I brought all these books out. These are all the Beauty and the Beast-esque books that I own and read. I've read Beauty and the Beast retellings are very oversaturated. They're everywhere. So I've read all these, plus more. Maybe I'll try and put some on the screen that I've also read. And I mean, I love all of these books. I'd probably say, Beastly is its own kind of cringy, especially with that movie with the dude from I'm Number 4. But I loved it. And this is actually a different fairy tale, but like same concept. My favorite one in here is probably An Enchantment of Ravens, but I also wanted to bring up a point. Like, okay, I love Beauty and the Beast. I love the movie. The fairy tale itself is kind of iffy because, like, aren't they all? But, oh god, they're all falling. But I love the movie more than I love myself. I usually tell people it's my favorite movie. I've seen it many, many times. I love it with all my heart. But in books, it's really interesting because there's, like, the actual Beauty and the Beast retelling, like Hunted by Megan Spooner, is obviously based specifically on the fairy tale, the Beauty and the Beast fairy tale, and it's a retelling of that fairy tale. But like something like, I don't know, like this, As Old as Time, is clearly, or Lost in a Book, or directly pulled from the movie itself. And like both of these are like average, but I loved it because I love Beauty and the Beast. Or like even A Curse So Dark and Lonely, at least the first one, is clearly based on the fairy tale or the movie, you know. It gets all smushed together. But like something like An Enchantment of Ravens, while I would kind of classify this as a enemies to lovers thing, it's not really a Beauty and the Beast thing. It's different, and I feel like even though Beauty and the Beast retellings are oversaturated in media, I feel like it's even more oversaturated because people associate enemies to lovers with Beauty and the Beast because Beauty and the Beast is an enemies to lovers story. So this isn't really Beauty and the Beast, it's just enemies to lovers. And I feel like we need to like make that distinction more often because Beauty and the Beast falls in the enemies to lovers trope. It's not its own trope. Or I mean, I guess it could be, but you know what I mean. So, and I mean, I love enemies to lovers as well, but I feel like we associate it so much with Beauty and the Beast that we're like, oh my god, there's so much of this, but actually there's so much enemies to lovers, which I'm not complaining about. Anyway, that's kind of like a little thing I was thinking about, but this video is actually, hold on, let me grab them. My idea for this video was to read 3 books and kind of talk about this whole idea because I have 3 of these retellings of Beauty and the Beast that I haven't read. So I have The Beast Within by, oh my god, I don't know, Serena Valentino. That's the dopest name I've ever heard. Also, these covers are really fun because like underneath it's Adam. So that's fun. So I have this, which is obviously directly from the movie. And then I have an indie published, or maybe self-published, I don't know. Self-published Beauty and the Beast, which I'm assuming is going to be the fairy tale, like a retelling of the fairy tale itself. And then I have Uprooted by Naomi Novik, which my guess is that it's more an enemies to lovers tale. So my idea here was that I could read the 3 of these and then just kind of like one that's clearly based on the movie, one that's clearly based on the fairy tale itself, and one that might just be like an enemies to lovers, and kind of see what I think of them and discuss them with you guys. So I might not check in for a while because I'm reading a bunch of other books right now because that's my life. But like this one's really short, for example. So hopefully I can read them all and check in and make this video, have it be like a fun discussion, especially for people who love Beauty and the Beast as much as I do, because I really, really love it. Anyway, check in later. Hi everyone, this is not my best look just because I'm about to go on a run, but I wanted to take you along with me for something, and I was thinking about it right now, and I know I'll just forget if I don't do it. So I'm getting my computer. Actually, let's sit on my bed because my desk is a mess. So, you know, I love Beauty and the Beast. Usually in all iterations, I used to think that I was like really picky, like, and if you look really far back in my Goodreads reviews, there'll be a few where it's like, wow, like, this would have been great, but, like, I'm a Beauty and the Beast connoisseur, and, like, I'm just gonna be really hard on this because, like, I know my Beauty and the Beast, but that is just genuinely untrue because I am honestly very easy. If it is a Beauty and the Beast content, I usually am like, 5 stars, perfect, love it. So I started, all right, there's this show that was made in like the 80s, I believe, maybe late 80s, early 90s, and it has that chick from Terminator in it, and it's a Beauty and the Beast TV show. I'll pop a picture right here. And I watched like one episode of that show, and it was like, my problem with that show was that the couple was like immediately in love, and so the stakes for me like weren't there. I was like, I don't really care if they're already in love. Like, I wasn't as interested. But they made a CW remake of that TV show from like 2012 to 2016. There's 4 seasons, and it's been on my Netflix watch watch list forever. And a couple weeks ago, I was having a really shitty week, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start this show, and like it could be terrible, but like I'm in the mood. I really want to see some Beauty and the Beast stuff. Like, this is what I want. And it's the most amazing thing I've ever watched in my life. It's incredible. I've seen like 15 episodes. I kind of took a break for a little bit just because I was getting really behind on reading because all I was doing was watching this Beauty and the Beast TV show. Awesome. It is, I mean, it's terrible, but I love it because it's exactly what you would expect from a CW retelling of this 80s TV show. It's very, I think I love it because it's very Teen Wolfy, and I love Teen Wolf. It's like a classic detective drama where like every episode's a murder, of course, and like they always solve a murder, and you're like, okay, yeah, what? But it's great. And so I discovered, this is a really unflattering angle, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to do this. Okay, so I discovered, let me flip my camera around 1 second. So I discovered that there's 3 tie-in book editions. This is my favorite cover of the 3 of them. Isn't that just awful? I love it. It's so good. So there's 3 tie-in editions, and I was thinking about asking for them for Christmas, but I figured what better time to buy them than for this video. So I think, oh, maybe I'll get them on, no, I want to own them. I want to own them physically. What am I talking about? So I think, hold on, let's see how much they are. This one's $8. Oh no! Oh no! This is a terrible time. Okay, wait, let me see if the other 2 are available. I might have to just get this on Kindle. That's okay. Let me see if this one is. Oh, it's not. Oh, this is tragic. All right, let me check if I can get them on my Kindle, or else this is going to be a really sad time. I'm going to be honest with y'all. False alarm. I'm stupid. I forgot that I could just get them used. Because I'm dumb. So I don't know if I want to get them used or, oh wait, this one's right here. That's so weird. Okay, well, I'm gonna buy at least one of them. I know that you can't read some of them until you've watched more of the show, but you know, I just kind of want to have them. So hopefully I'll get them in this video and I can show you. And it'll be fun. I don't know. Hopefully somebody out there also loves this show. I mean, somebody has got to, because it ran for 4 seasons, right? Hypothetically. So, first of all, everyone, I would just like to say that this morning's a great morning because Donald Trump is no longer our president. I mean, he is, but not for much longer. I would also just like to say that I just got some of the Beauty and the Beast books in the mail. So let me see if I can, like, I'm in my kitchen right now. I'm literally going insane because, you know, Biden won. So, I'm fine. Oh, this is not a good angle. It's fine. I'm leaning you against a printer. I'm so excited. I think there might be 2 in here. Today's such a good day. This is going poorly. I'm not opening this very well. I got 2! Look at the little mass market paperbacks. I am so unbelievably excited. I'm too excited. Oh my God. It's like little romance books. I love it. I am so genuinely excited. This is the 1st and 3rd, I believe. What a great day. Hello. I thought I would check in. I've been listening to, oh my gosh, wait. Oh, that's neat. I didn't realize this fun little picture was on the inside. Anyway, I've been listening to Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I am really liking it. You can see right there, those are some of my favorite parts already. I'm only like, say, 1/3 of the way through, maybe a quarter. I probably won't update until I finish, so I just wanted to give my initial thoughts and tell you what this book's about a little bit, because I don't think I did that before. And this is the book I'm reading for the enemies to lovers trope more so than actually Beauty and the Beast, and that's definitely true to an extent, because it is kind of, like, it has elements of Beauty and the Beast, but, like, the dragon is not a beast, but the kidnapping part, I guess, is the same, so we'll see how it goes as I continue. It's basically about this girl named Agnieszka, is how they say it in the audiobook, Agnieszka, and there's this entity called the dragon who is basically this wizard that lives outside of her village that protects, I think, not only her village, but, like, the entire country. He basically, if they're ever, like, attacked by, like, a demon or just any number of, like, magical creature or, like, a plague, if anyone's really sick or something, they basically send for the dragon and he helps them because he's, like, an extremely powerful magician. And the only thing he asks for in return is that every 10 years he takes a girl from the village and he doesn't harm them, he doesn't do anything to them, he doesn't touch them or anything, but he does kidnap them for 10 years, basically. And we're learning that it's just kind of because he wants companionship. Not that that makes it right, but obviously we're about a quarter of the way through, so Agnieszka is getting to know him a lot better. And I am really enjoying this. It actually is reminding me way more of Howl's Moving Castle than Beauty and the Beast, because he's not a beast. They call him the dragon, but he's just a wizard. So, and he reminds me so much of Howl. Like, he's just this, like, bratty wizard who, like, he just told this story about how he used to, like, be in love with this woman and, like, he was trying, like, I don't know. It's just very Howl's Moving Castle book vibes. Not necessarily the movie, more the book. But, like, such Howl's Moving Castle vibes. Obviously, Howl didn't kidnap Sophie, so that is a key difference. But I'm really enjoying it. Oh, and also Howl wasn't immortal, from my understanding. Howl was Sophie's age, but the dragon's immortal. Agnieszka's, I don't really know how old she is. I'm guessing like 18, at least. Lord Jesus, I hope she's 18 because I want this to be a romance. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I feel like it was a bad idea to start with this first because I feel like this is going to be my favorite of the 3, but it's also the longest of the 3, which is kind of why I wanted to get started on it. It's definitely perfect autumn fall vibes. I'm also reading The Bear and the Nightingale by Kathleen Arden right now, and they're kind of similar, but like similar vibes, but I'm enjoying both of them so much, so I'm glad I'm reading them. yeah, so that's my update. Again, I probably won't update till I'm finished because I don't want this video to be a million years long. So I will tell you when that happens. Cool. Bye. Hello, everyone. Sorry I look ugly right now. I just went on a run and my desk is a mess, so that's fun. But I just got, let me cover my address. I just got the last Beauty and the Beast book. This was the one I had to get used. I don't know if you guys remember. Well, yeah, you do remember because you just watched it. The chaos of me trying to order these. But let's look at it. I'm sure it's just as cringy as the other two. I'm hot. I need to take this sweatshirt off. Oh no! I bent it. No, I think it was already bented. Let's be honest. It's used, so yes! Free it! Free it! God, the cringe is so real. But I am so excited. It is a little used. It's a little bent corner, but it's actually pretty good because, I don't know, for a mass market paperback, it's pretty good condition. Plus, I didn't really need these in mint condition, you know? Oh my god. I just found a typo on the blurb. That is so funny. I'm going to show y'all just because, you know, come join me on the cringe. Oh, I just dropped a book. Oh my god. Alright, so first of all, the ableist vibes are there, but let's hope she doesn't miraculously speak at the end of the book. But anyway, it says, so traumatized by the brutal murder of her aunt that she is unable to speak. Oh, no! Oh, but my excitement is still there. Hello, everyone. I just finished The Beast Within. Oh, you can see it better. Can you see it? Hold on, her name's in the back. Serena Valentino. I will say, first of all, this book I literally read in 2 sittings. The font, like, the pages are so short and it's only like 200 pages. Like, it's really short, and first of all, I think it should have been longer because most of this book Belle was literally in this much of the book, which I understand it was about Beast, but I thought that it was more about Beauty and the Beast from Beast's perspective. I mean, maybe that's my own fault because I went in thinking that's what it was, and then it was not really. It was like his backstory, which it kind of also wasn't. It was weird. Anyway, I'll get into it. So, first of all, I want to comment that there's a ton of books, like, in this series. Like, I'll put some on the screen, but there's one, like, it's called, like, the Disney Villain series, and there's one about, like, the Queen and Snow White, and, like, Cinderella's stepmother, and Mother Gothel, and I'm just confused because Beast is not, like, all these books are about the villains of these Disney movies, and Beast is not the villain. Like, if they wanted to write this, it should have been about Gaston, which I actually think would have made a far more interesting book than this was. This is just confusing. I feel like it doesn't fit with all the other books in this series, but anyway. So, this book, I will say, it definitely follows the movie plot. Like, obviously, this is Beast from the movie. Anyway, so, like, this is the movie, but obviously it's, like, a retelling, because that's the point. But, I don't know, like, at first, I like this, because I always like seeing different ideas, even when it is just, like, playing with the Disney movie. Like, I showed that book at the beginning. Liz Braswell did that one. I'll put it on the screen again, because I don't feel like digging it off my bookshelf. That was also based directly on the Disney movie that I thought had a lot of interesting ideas, and I think she did a better job than this, because I don't know, like, because that one had it was a lot about, like, Maurice and, like, Belle's mother and father, and I thought that whole aspect, and, like, how he was, like, this idea that Maurice was connected to the enchantress that cursed Belle, like, I thought all that was really interesting, but this backstory was just weird, because, like, at first I was interested because, and by the way, I'm going to spoil this. I'm going to spoil this whole book. So, spoilers. But at first I was really interested because it introduces this idea that Beast and Gaston were, like, childhood best friends, and, like, that the enchantress is, like, a previous fiance of Beast that he wronged when he was, like, a douchebag prince. And, like, all these ideas I thought were really interesting at first, and I was like, that's kind of neat to, like, just to, like, give Beast a backstory. But then, like, we started, like, getting more towards the movie part, and, like, everything was stupid, in my opinion. Like, firstly, again, most of the book was like Beast and this other lady who wasn't even the Enchantress. So I was like, why is she here? That didn't really make sense to me. A lot of this book was about the Enchantress and like these other witches. And I was like, why are we talking about them when this is Beast's book? That was weird. But the thing that bugged me the most is that we get to where the movie connects with like Beast's backstory, and the idea, these witches interfering with like the story takes away all the characters' agency in the movie, if that makes any sense. For example, the scene where Beast saves Belle from the wolves, obviously he does that because he realizes, like, at least I'm assuming, we don't actually see his thought process in the movie, but we assume, like, oh, he regrets what he's done by frightening her enough to run out of his castle, and he regrets it, so he goes after her, and then he sees that she's getting attacked, and he's like, oh my god, I have to save her, and so that scene ensues. But in this, like, it was this weird thing where he, like, wanted to kill her because of, like, bloodlust, and then, like, the wolves were a distraction, so that was just convenience that he, like, oh, saw the wolves first, because, like, the witches cursed him to feel bloodlust, if that makes any sense. But the one that really made me mad is one of my favorite fucking scenes in Beauty and the Beast. Well, every scene. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite movie. I'm sure I've said that a million times, but one of my favorite scenes, even though they're all my favorite, is the scene where Beast is fighting Gaston, and he's holding him over the edge of his castle, and he's about to kill him, and then he realizes that that is not, like, who he wants to be, and so he shows mercy and lets him go. But in this fucking book, the witches basically... So, preface. The witches, the curse or whatever, made Beast and Gaston forget they ever knew each other, like, as the curse progressed. So that was, like, some convenient thing to make it so that they didn't recognize each other when they sent Gaston to kill... Whatever, so they're, like, fighting, and they don't recognize each other, and then the witches are like, ooh, make Beast remember Gaston so he doesn't kill him, so that Gaston can kill the Beast, and then and then he'll die, or what. I'm explaining this badly, but the witches don't want the Beast's curse to be lifted, so they made it so that Beast remembers Gaston, so he won't kill Gaston, so Gaston can still kill him. That was a lot. But essentially, all you need to know is that it wasn't the Beast who made the decision to not kill Gaston. It was the witches influencing him. Like, you see what I'm saying? They also gave Gaston the idea of, like, the asylum in the madhouse, which Gaston thought of, or LeFou thought of in the movie. Like, so basically, these witch characters took away all of the characters in the books' characters, essentially. It just made all of their decisions for them, and that irritated me. I was like, why is this book about Beauty and the Beast when it's really about these damn witches? Like, I don't care. So, in summary, watch the movie. In a way, it's interesting because I'm curious how authors will change the movie to create different backstories or talk about different ideas. But at the same time, like, just watch the movie, bro. Like, it's so much better than this, you know? And, like, it's a better story. So, like, why change the story? I don't know. It's definitely, like, a two-way thing. Like, sometimes I'm kind of interested in what they're going to do with it, but at the same time, I'm like, all this makes me want to do is watch the movie. So maybe that is also the point. It's like a giant marketing ploy, all these movie tie-in books. But yeah, so I think I'm going to give this, like, 2.5 out of 5 stars. Like, I do like some of the ideas that were presented at the beginning, but the follow-through was garbo. So those are my final thoughts. I've just sat here and ranted for 8 minutes, so this video is going to be longer than I thought, but hopefully I like the other two books more. I'm still in the middle of Uprooted. I'm like 250 pages in or something, and I haven't even started the other one. So check in later. Hi everyone, I'm on the floor. I sound a little hoarse. I don't know why. I don't have a sore throat or a cold or anything. I definitely don't have COVID, but sorry I sound a little hoarse. So for you, it has been like 3 seconds. For me, it has been several weeks since I updated this vlog. I was trying to finish before the end of the year. Clearly that didn't happen. I think it's January 5th right now. To be quite candid, it's been a little bit rough in my family recently, so I kind of dropped video making for like 3 weeks. It's okay. I'm trying to get back into it. It's not a huge deal, but you know what? It's like, it's enjoyment for me too. So, you know, try and do some like healthy, joyful things. So anyway, unfortunately, we're not here to talk about something joyful though, because this was the most disappointing thing of my whole life. Finished up Rooted quite a while ago at this point and just never updated. I was so damn disappointed. So you can tell that, or can you tell? You can tell the first half of this book had so many parts I liked. I always dog ear parts that I like really love. And then the end was just ass. I'm gonna be quite honest. I don't know. I get why people love this book, but no, I don't actually. Like, because I still gave it 3 stars because the beginning, in my opinion, is a masterpiece. I don't even remember anyone's name, Agnieszka and the dragon getting to know each other. And I love that. It was so good. Oh, sorry. My arm is tired because I'm weak. Holding my phone is a struggle. But we eventually got to this part of the book where it was the same thing over and over again. Like, so the forest is the big bad guy in this book. Like, this enemy force is like the wood. And like, we just had all these scenes of Agnieszka fighting the forest and being like, oh my god, it's so strong. Like, I don't have enough magical power to possibly beat it. And then she'd be like, oh, just kidding. Here's all this magical power. Boom, done. And I was like, it was just always, there was no stakes or consequences because everything like worked out. Like, a bunch of random soldiers died, but I don't care about a bunch of random soldiers. Like, there were no consequences. And like, listen, I understand that there are books that are very that don't have consequences, you know what I mean? That are convenient. Like, I get it. It's a book. However, this didn't feel like that kind of story. This felt like a dark, grim type of story where people were going to die and like where things were going to be really hard, and that's just not what happened. Also, the thing that really irritated me is that for the first half of this book, it is foreshadowed that it would be so bad if the wood, like this evil force, corrupted the dragon, the main character. It's like, wow, he's so powerful. If the wood got a hold of him and corrupted him, like, all hell would break loose. Fire would rain from the sky. Hell on earth. It would be crazy. And I was like, oh my god, I want that to happen so bad, because then Agnieszka would have to deal with it, and it would really show her power as a magician and possibly even her and the dragon's relationship. And it was built up for this whole book, and then it did not happen. Spoiler alert. Maybe I should put spoilers for this whole part. But it did not happen. He never got corrupted. The book just kind of ended, and I was so disappointed and so underwhelmed. It was just a bummer. So I gave this 3 stars because it wasn't bad. It was just disappointing, you know what I mean? And I'm just bummed, though, because this is 2 books, and my, like, favorite, like, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite thing in the world, and this is 2 books that have kind of sucked. So that's a bummer. I guess I want to talk, this is not a Beauty and the Beast retelling. It's an enemies to lovers book, which I kind of suspected, but I was right. The dragon is not a beast. He's just a wizard. But they're not even enemies. Like, they don't like each other at first, but that doesn't last for a very long time. Like I kind of said, it reminded me more of like the Howl's Moving Castle, Sophie and Hal dynamic than Beast and Belle. So, that wasn't even fulfilled. I was just bummed. Anyway, hold on, it's over here. Let me crawl on my knees. I wanted to finish, it's buried. I wanted to finish this book. Also, I just realized that this book is called Beauty of the Beast instead of Beauty and the Beast, and I'm dumb, but I wanted to finish this before the end of the year. That did not happen. I'm like 6 pages in or something, but it's on the top of my TBR right now. I'm currently reading a Neil Shusterman book, but this is next. I wanted to finish 6 o'clock. Anyway, that's not important. This is next, and then hopefully I can read it and talk about it and finish up this vlog, because also I think it's really long. I just dropped that. Oh my god, I'm gonna go. Bye. Hello, everybody. I am here to update on Beauty of the Beast by Rachel L. Demeter. I'm like more than halfway through. I've read a good bit. This is okay. I feel like this is going to be another 3-star, which is kind of disappointing because that would mean all 3 of these books for this video. Like, I didn't even like that much. I think I said at the beginning that I'm easy to please when it comes to Beauty and the Beast, but maybe my tastes are changing or something because these books aren't pleasing me. This is definitely I thought that this was going to be more like the fairy tale, and it's really not. It's more like the movie than the fairy tale, honestly. Like, there's direct correlation between this and the movie, and also maybe I should have realized this because this is self-published, but this is like a romance, which, like, I'm all for, but I just wasn't expecting it. And this one, I don't want to use the word gross because I feel like that throws up red flags. It's definitely not gross as in, like, the Beast character being gross. You know what I mean? Like, he's not, there is actually one scene that I didn't really like, but we'll talk more about that later. But, like, I don't know, like, just the Beast's, I guess his name's Adam in this. Adam's inner monologue, I don't enjoy reading because this book is 95% him being like, my dick's hard from looking at Isabel. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, I'm 200 pages in and they haven't banged yet. It's just, like, been, like, staring at each other. That's literally all this book is. It's like, let's go here and stare at each other and fantasize, and then let's go here and stare at each other and fantasize. And I'm like, I don't care. Like, it's not bad. Like, I'm not actively hating it as I read it, but I just don't care. You know, like, I wanted some more action 200 pages in, and nothing's going on. So I'm going to try and finish this week. It's Monday. No, it's Tuesday. I thought it was Monday all day. It's Tuesday. I'm going to try and finish this by the end of the week. I've been really behind on reading recently. So, oops. But I'm going to try and finish this by the end of the week. So, oh, I dropped it. That's a sign that we should end this clip. Bye. Good morning, everyone. Yes, I am in my pajamas, but I needed to be in my pajamas to talk about this book because I didn't like it. And I'm sad about it because that means I really didn't like any of the books in this 1.5 year long video I've been making. But let's dive in. So I don't think I really said what this is about. It's basically the Beauty and the Beast movie, except not at all. So, but like, picture the story structure of the Disney Beauty and the Beast movie. And then instead of anything of value, insert 2 characters being horny for 300 pages because that's what this was. And I didn't like it because they were boring characters and they didn't really go through any kind of character development whatsoever. They just kind of stayed the same, or like, I won't even say they didn't go through character development. I'm just going to say they were very 2D characters. So I was never really emotionally attached to them. Like, I was kind of enjoying this at the beginning, but then this book was the same thing over and over again. Like, nothing happened. Like, there was no plot. Like, it was just them in the castle forever, and then, like, a bunch of stuff happened at the end, but it was kind of poorly written, and I didn't like it. So, also, spoiler alert, I'm not going to talk about this for long, but I just want to quickly mention, this book sucks because the dog died. Who does that? Who kills the dog? Why? It was random, too. Like, the dog did not need to die, but it did. And I was like, when that happened, I was like, all right, this is dead to me. Yeah, so, all right, what else do I want to talk about? I will say, the one thing, 2 things. This book, for a self-published book, because it is self-published, I'm pretty sure, like, I don't see any kind of indie publishing thing on here. It's just Rachel. You can kind of see by this little thing with all her social media handles. This book is, parts of it, the actual writing is not bad. Like, I was never like, wow, like, this is clearly self-published, but it is what it is, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not, like, I don't know, like, let me say this. This could be traditionally published. Like, if this was traditionally published, I would not be shocked because there are books on this level that are traditionally published. I think there's a lot of stigma about that self-published books are always bad, and I don't know. I think that's stupid sometimes because, like, obviously this woman got an editor and a proofreader. Like, there wasn't a bunch of typos or anything like that. Anyway, this is kind of a tangent, but I will say it is written like you know what I mean? Except that they were horny the whole time, and it was kind of gross. So take of that what you will. Oh, speaking of, I meant to mention, so that scene I was talking about in my earlier clip that I was kind of like, oh, I don't like this, is, so there's the scene in Beauty and the Beast where Belle goes to the West Wing and like almost touches the rose, and Beast yells at her and she runs away. So instead of Beast yelling at her, we get her touching her inappropriately. Don't we love that? Because I don't. So that was like the scene that I was kind of like, don't like this at all. So, and like, he apologized, but like, I don't care. I don't care, because that sucks. So that was a real downer. And then, I mean, I'm all over the place. The other good thing I wanted to mention, I think I've kind of mentioned all the things that made me angry. The other good thing I want to mention real quick is that, or I don't even want to say it's good, just another thing I want to mention is I did kind of appreciate that in this version, instead of being like a hot guy cursed to be a beast, like he's a burn survivor. He has like burn scars. So I was like, that's kind of an interesting discussion, because I also read another book last year. I think it was called Disfigured. It was a nonfiction book about like fairy tales and how it's always like the handsome people win, basically, and how it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like it impacts kids to make them think that only beautiful people should have happy endings, and that you need to change yourself to have a happy ending, essentially. Very interesting. I'm butchering the entire message of the book. Please read it. I'll put it on the screen. So I was kind of thinking of that when I was reading this, because I was like, oh, instead of being like a hot guy trapped as a beast, it's like an actual burn survivor. Like, that's kind of interesting. But I don't really feel like, I mean, obviously I'm not a burn victim or a burn survivor. I don't know what it would be like, or if the representation was good, but personally, I did not really feel like it was the greatest, because it was kind of like, oh, everyone thinks he's ugly except this girl, and I'm like, and she thought he was ugly at first too, and it made me uncomfortable. I don't know, like, again, this book is a self-published book. I don't know if there's a ton of reviews on something like that. Maybe I will research it. I recommend that you research it if this is something that you're interested in. Again, I don't know if there's going to be a ton of info out there, but I thought I would mention it. Anyway, so this was a 2-star. It wasn't a 1-star, because like I said, it did have some merit. Again, it's really hard for a book to like get 1 star from me, just because it really has to have like offended me. I mean, this book did offend me a little bit with the whole switching the yelling scene out for like groping, but it's not, I don't know, it's 2 stars. I'm not going to go into my rating any more than that, but that means that we finally finished this video. I finally read Uprooted: The Beast Within and Beauty of the Beast, so I'm so sorry that this took so long to come out, but it's here now. And it's finished, and I really hope you enjoy it. I do still plan on making this a kind of series. I think I'm going to do superheroes next, because I do love superheroes. All right, I hope everyone has a great day. Bye!